reaching out for the other side. Maybe climbing on rainbows, but baby, we'll go. Dreams are for those who sleep. Life is for us to keep. And if you're wondering what this song is leading to, I wanna make it with you. I really think that we could make it, girl. I really think that we could make it, girl. I wanna make it with you. Don't know me well. Everything in life only time will tell. If you believe the things I do, we'll see it through. Oh, through. Life can be short or long. Love can be right or wrong. If I choose the one I'd like to see it through, I'd like to make it with you. I really think that we could make it, girl. I really think that we could make it, girl.
Stamp your feet, 'cause this happens to be a musical treat.
It's not that I don't love you. You know how much I do. And it's not that I found somebody to take the place of you, but it's just the feel within me when you touch my hand, and a feel that shakes my but I just can't stand the pain. Boy, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Seems to me, boy, you know I've done all I can. See, I beg soul and I borrowed. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy. Yes. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Why in the world would anybody put chains on me? See, I pay my dues to make it. Everybody wants me to be where they want me to be. Yeah, yeah. I'm not happy when I try to fake it. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy. Yes. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Tune and you walk through that door. It hurt me so. I said it hurt me so. Oh my darling, and you look at me and you say goodbye. You made me cry. I said you made me cry. Oh, I'm crying. So listen to me while I say to you, waking up is hard to do. Waking up, my love, is hard to do. And you look at me and you say goodbye. You made me cry, cry. I said you made me cry. Oh my darling, I cannot let you go now. For my love is so strong. My love is so strong. Yes, my love is so strong. So listen to me while I say to you, come on, come on. Everybody knows my love is hard to do. myself. I don't wanna know if you're playing me. Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're playing games, please don't let it show. Stronger, but you are worth the wait. You're all I want. It's gonna take a little longer, but I will find a way to win your heart. If love's the question, you're the answer. I'll never let you down. You can be sure, girl, you're everything I adore. Never seen my life here before. Got me through, although you're not mine. But they say good things come in time. Every minute that I've got to wait for the moment I anticipate. When I have your love locked down safe, as true to life will be okay. I don't wanna know that I could miss my only chance. I'm letting you know that I'm prepared to wait for you. Still, it's gonna take a little longer, but I will to win your love. They say the waiting makes you stronger, but you are worth the wait. You're all I want. It's gonna take a little longer, but I will find a way to win your heart. If love's the question, you're the answer. I'll never let you down. You can be sure. Got my finger on what it is. You're the reason I feel like this. Like a miracle to my life. It's a wish to have you for my wife. Every minute that I've got to wait for the moment I anticipate. When I have love
Shake it off, 'cause I'm loving in the same. And you keep on playing games like you know I'm here to stay. Shake it off, just like a countdown commercial. I really gotta get up out of here and go somewhere. Shake it off, gonna make that move for somebody who appreciates all the love I gotta give them more. Shake it off, gotta do what's best for me, baby, and that means I gotta shake it off. By the time you get this message, it's gonna be too late. So don't bother paging me, 'cause I'll be on my way. Some clothes, just as the mama should know. You're gonna miss me, baby, to say I told you so. Well, at first I didn't know, but now it's good to me. You would cheat with all your freaks and like compulsively. You'll never find another girl who loves you more than me. Shake it off, 'cause I'm loving you the same. And you keep on playing games like you know I'm here to stay. Shake it off, just like a countdown commercial. I really gotta get up out of here and go somewhere. Shake it off, gonna make that move for somebody who appreciates all the love I gotta give them more. Shake it off, gotta do what's best for me, baby, and that means I gotta shake it off. I found out about a game of your dirty little deeds. This one, that one, but a pool on the beach. It's reaching was
soon come, soon come, soon come, baby. I know she's waiting. I know she's waiting. I know she's waiting. She's waiting. Oh, oh, Spencer again. I've got a girl on the other side of town. Press the Lord, waiting for me. come around, and she will lay my body down and make love. Yes, we will. I say her love for me is like an ocean wide, and a river so deep, so deep, so deep, and a mountain so high, so high, so high, and a valley so low. And she'll be waiting. I know she's waiting, and she'll be waiting, and she'll be waiting. I know she's waiting.
When I was a girl, Daddy used to play his music, had a sound in the eye. As a child, I never used to mind. When I recall, said I just rolled with it, rap to the rhythm. Sometimes just a little one, two, sweet reggae music always makes me smile. Now that I'm grown, can't wait to get home and turn my stereo on. Music is the perfect ending to my day. When I feel the vibes, reminisce about old times. There's so much more that I can't say, and I just got to roll with it, rap to the rhythm. Sometimes just a little one, two, sweet reggae music always makes me smile. Said I'm gonna roll with it, rap to the rhythm. Sometimes just a little one, two, sweet reggae music always makes me smile, makes me smile, makes me smile. It makes me smile. When I was a child, music was my world, yeah. But now that I'm grown, it's my heart and soul. Till the day I die, after all the tears I cry, I know when I play my favorite song.
Thinking about you, I'm thinking about you.
What?
Thinking about you.
Hey, what am I saying?
Miss my chocolate, my warm chocolate. Oh, I need my chocolate, my hot chocolate. Miss my chocolate, my warm chocolate. Oh, I need my chocolate, my she starts my day, picks me up and makes me feel secure in every way. She fills my cup and keeps me wanting more. Oh, I'm feeling empty, need her to ease my pain. Oh, everyone noticed signs they show on my face. You can't be replaced. Miss my chocolate, my warm chocolate. Oh, I need my chocolate, my hot chocolate. I need my chocolate, my warm chocolate. I can't do without my chocolate, my how could this be? After all these years, being so close to me, my recipe, dark and lovely cocoa apology. Hey, I'm feeling empty, need you to ease my pain.
Girl, you promised me love and devotion, yeah you did. Girl, you promised me love and devotion. Girl, you promised that love only me. Yeah. Girl, you promised me love and devotion. Yeah, you did. Girl, you promised you would love only me. So tell me, baby, why you scared? Yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, yeah. Do-do-do-do. Alright. Girl, you promised you'd love no other man, but you let me down. Girl, you promised you would want only me. Girl, you promised you'd be true to me, but you turned me down. Girl, you promised you would want only me. Yeah. Girl, you promised me love and devotion. Yeah, you did. Girl, you promised you would love only me. So baby, why you scared? Yeah. Tell me, baby, why you scared? Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah now, yeah now.
Yo, big with him this, you know.
Listen, boom, tune a play.
How we are there with Peckins?
Big tune, me DJ.
I'm about to want my man.
Hey, hey, hey.
Me ready for done the place now.
Well, this one I gonna make you rock, rock. This one I gonna make you dance it non-stop, stop, boom. Well, this one I gonna make you twist, twist. So put this tune on your iPod playlist. And make me tell you again that this one I gonna make you rock, rock. This one I gonna make people dance it non-stop, stop. Hey, this one I gonna make my granny move. This one I gonna make my granddad jump up and draw him shoe. Come make us scam now, abu. Well, this one is the lyrical vacation to all the music lovers, them all over the nation. But if you dance, me no care the time, place or occasion. Me the business if you're black, Caucasian or Asian. I know the elders don't need no persuasion. Songs like this will give them a memory invasion. So this tune for play on each and every radio station. And when them rhythm a play and dance when they end another duration. So yeah, me no man, cause this one I gonna make you rock, rock. This one I gonna make you dance it non-stop, stop, boom. Well, this one I gonna make you twist, twist. So put this tune for yourself on playlist. And make me tell you again that this one I gonna make you rock, rock. This one I gonna make you dance it non-stop, stop. Hey, this one I gonna make Cynthia move. This one I gonna make Padito jump up and draw him shoe. You ready for skip now? Remember I told you this. Good the night or day, life for dance nose to this. And hold your girl tight. You can't stand up and pose to this.
That now go look right.
Only if you sweat up your clothes to this. Designer pinstripe. If you want this select a wheel up, then shout brap, brap, brap. If you not hear you, then beat the speaker box, box, box. If you're there in a dance, just give someone if it stop, stop, stop. And tell if you pull up the man and play it back from the top, top, top. Cause it's a fact that this one I make you rock, rock.
The other day I was in California, me and my brethren a drive on the highway when some police come our way and said, pull over on the hard shoulder. The officer said to my brethren, do you have any marijuana in the car? My brethren said, yes, officer, I do. I have an ounce or two. Then he showed the officer a card and the officer said, okay, be on your way and have a good day. Me said to my brethren, what kind of card that? You a diplomat? Him said, no, Maccabee, it's my medical marijuana card for my asthma. You see, as soon as me reach back in England, me go to the doctor. Me said, doctor, give me the card like the doctor, them abroad. Me say me want a medical marijuana card. And the medicine we hold in a high regard. Me say me want a medical marijuana card. It's in America, why not in a yard? Me say we want a medical marijuana card. Want it in England too, me say all abroad. Me say we need a medical marijuana card. Me say it good for the asthma, multiple sclerosis, and it good for the cancer. Good for migraine and it good for glaucoma. Good pain reliever and the stress of myeloma. Well anyway, me say me go to the doctor. Me tell him about the medical marijuana. Me tell him about the card in California. Them have it in America, how come in on ya? Well anyway, doc, you see me I get older, and me find me have a little pain in my shoulder. It help for we massage it and go to the sauna. Another pain reliever is the marijuana. You know, say I no lie, doc, you know me I no faker. Just give me the card, doctor, give me the paper. Only this morning me get this headache, yeah. Me need some medicine from Jamaica. Just give me the card like the doctor, them abroad. Me say me want a medical marijuana card. Had the medicine we hold in a high regard. Me say we want a medical marijuana card. It's in America, why not in a yard? Me say we want a medical marijuana card. Want it in England too, me say all abroad.
I officially the data.
Aye. This one hotter than lava.
Where you say skip? Step it to.
Me there studio, me no feel say you ready for that one, yeah.
Run it now.
Yo, yo, yo. Yaga, yaga, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Hey. Stepping on my face, better come correct. Talking to me, better be direct. No cryptic language, may I suggest. For real, I say. Life's too short, put on bad mind. Them your kind of trait is so unkind. If you not overs, press rewind. For real, I say, boy, I wanna know what you are deal with. When you wanna knock on my door, remember love I deal with. Hey, me no roll in a posse crew or gang. One pair of shoes just fit me one. I am cliqueless, therefore I am for real, I say. Music, love and life I live. Try your best to be positive.
Set the principle,
proactions proactive. For real. And
Mr. Davis.
Boy, I wanna know what you are deal with. When you wanna find me,
I am soling out.
Remember love I deal with. And I say, boy, I wanna know what you are deal with.
Respect Picking Syndicate.
Remember love I deal with.
A black rose this man. Do it. Things and times. Reflection evening. All up Marcia. All tight, decent women, ladies. Respect.
When I look at you, I feel so good.
Listen.
You got a shape, and your body turns me on. Yeah. like it, girl. Come take it up.
In your yard.
Your body's so enticing. Take it up.
In your yard.
Girl, you rock my world. Take it up. And
Decent.
let me see. Oh, baby. It's like a mystery. Whenever I see your face, I get so irate. Baby, come on and talk to me.
You know, see me and Joe that this
I'll give you
one.
love.
Saddle up, ride this to the bone.
Yeah, just take it off. You know I like it, girl. Come on and take it off. Your body looks so good. Just take it off. You're so sweet, girl. Like sugar and spice. Everything that is nice. Yeah. On and on till the break of dawn. Me and you.
Listen.
Oh, if you live on the farm, I live cars around to where me dey. In farm, I live cars around to where me dey. In farm, I live cars around to where me dey. Oh, if you survive with the farm, I live cars around to where me dey. In farm, I live cars around to where me dey.
Settle Ranger.
In farm, I live cars around to where me dey.
You're not a stranger.
In farm, I move them blinds and them curtain. Oh, me pictures and me no certain. If I know they tell me, yeah, they put the bag of blows and
Pass it on the right hand side.
way out of burden. I want to see you on this bag of lurking. You're perching, you're dead and you're full while the cops them searching. Me wanna feel like house on the road, but me can't call the boy they be circling and lurking. Oh, me to live on the farm, I live cars around to where me dey. In farm, I live cars around to where me dey. In farm, I live cars around to where me dey.
Special request to the mighty Ranger. Pass it on the right.
From your move to the area code, you are moved with that area mode. Information we are here, you day I go the upload and
Settle navigator. Post code.
Think a little bit that time is see your face just appear in the cloud. Little more you just appear in the crowd. We take a stop, we take a look, we make a hit, you disappear in the crowd. Get the money from the feds and now you're ready to throw. Oh, me to live on the farm, I live cars around to where me dey.
Special request to the man called Ranger. He's not a stranger. Pass it on the right.
Like this well exposed, man. Who said about artists are not even close, man? The thing I move, them boy they are those, man. Me DJ from the diaphragm, them chat to them nose, man.
This is your popular station.
Run it now.
From the top.
Start reminiscing for me, hear this big rhythm. One job fi make candle, make clocks and linen. Find a big dance, we go DJ and sing. Don't know that I'm my thing, king. Man and woman come together and cling. Bubble and wine in perfect timing. Black and white, we no prejudice skin. Peace and love we a bring. Now let me sing. Yeah, the reading ya give me a vibe. The reading ya give me a vibe.
Pass the light.
The reading ya give me a vibe. He make I want to ride and glide and come alive. The reading ya give me a vibe. The reading ya give me a vibe. The reading ya give me a vibe. Not for them hear it, run way and hide. Reading like this stand the test of time. So me have to bless it with the best of rhyme. No booga ya nothing where people can overstand. Listen my song, there's no question sign. This music's real and raw. Authentic reggae that we stand for.
Go on, Ranger.
That thing, you hear them a sing. We know that now go reach far. You hear me star. That reading ya give me a vibe. That reading ya give me a vibe. That reading ya give me a vibe. He make I want to ride and glide and come alive. That reading ya give me a vibe. That reading ya give me a vibe. give me a vibe. No for them hear it, runway and hide. From me get the rhythm from demolition. Him say Ranger, you know we there on a mission. This music we love is going through a transition. We have to uphold the foundation and tradition. Your high studio one, scare the thing there. Got the rhythm them fat and roll like pampute. No, last week or from yesterday. Who no like that me tell them fi quit. And that me say, yeah, that rhythm ya give me a vibe. That rhythm ya give me a vibe. That rhythm ya give me a vibe. He make I want feel right and glide and come alive. That rhythm ya give me a vibe. That rhythm ya give me a vibe. That rhythm ya give me a vibe. No for them hear it, runway and hide. Rhythm like
Do it right now. Do it right now. I said to do it, do the rock steady now. Do the rock steady.
More music and less talk.
Yes, greetings. We there with you. Yeah, we just start say we will get some soulful response. Now we are sending something out to the DJs and singers them to get them vibrant again, you know what I mean? So we hope see y'all listening. We are try very hard to make you go in the studio and do some jingle for me. I wanna now move. As Josie will ever say, what happened? You want me to come over there and pick on up? All right. So we are give some tune them now that will wake you up. You see? Yeah, man. Right in the Tibetan archives. Super Dan, what happened to you? Yes. Ping. Tell them, man, get up. I work, you know. Cause me, I tell you, we are go straight in a jammies and jazz pang and wake on up. This is specially designed for you. Listen.
Oh, plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. All glory be to the Almighty. Yeah.
Listen, good man.
Lord, watch over us tonight. Protect my
up there.
family. In a time like this, we ask for
A selector's boat here.
mercy. Watch me in my going out. And
Click your
in
box,
my
man.
coming
Think see in a
in.
dancer.
Good Lord,
Listen,
please
click your box.
tell me why they don't
Whether you
want me to
plasma
win.
TV or not.
Because the enemies are after me. Don't let them conquer me.
Special request.
Show me
The
what
King
my
Rockers,
eyes can
Flinty,
see, so they won't conquer me.
Super Dan.
As long as I live, bless
Man called Ranger.
Lord. Let them be as chaff before the
Ross
wind.
Demo.
I know you
Mr.
can put
Davis.
them to shame. Put them to shame, the ones who want to
Easy
cause
stretching.
me pain. Forgive them 'cause they don't know, and I pray for them the same. Father, this is why I call upon your name. For the enemy surrounding me, don't let them conquer me. Show me what my eyes can
Record it well, man.
see, so they won't conquer me.
Memories.
As long as I live, bless me, Lord.
See? Memories. Listen.
You've gotta get up, yeah.
Set to Super Dan. We select them both here.
You've got to be, see, gotta be.
Round here.
Right now it is your time to shine.
And at that, man.
You've been late bit too long. Now you've got to be strong. Stand up and get your
Yo, we have the fuel and we have the vibes. So come, let me go work.
And when they say they shut your mouth, that is when you talk loud. You've got to stand up for you, 'cause it's the right thing to do. You've got to be that beacon of light. Right now it is your time to shine.
True, true.
You've been late bit too long. Now you've got to be strong. Stand up and get yourself in line.
Oh, you mean? Stand up.
You've been late bit too long. Now you've got to be strong. 'Cause when there is no way, you've got to find a way. You see, you've got to make it over. You got to show you're not pushed over.
Listen.
You've got to stand up for you, 'cause it's the right thing to do.
You know, so we know how to touch the notes.
Find the reason to shine. Right now it is your time to shine. You've been late bit too long. Now you've got to be strong.
Move up, move up.
Stand up and get yourself in line. You've been late bit too long. Now you've got to be strong.
Watch it.
Badang, badang. Oh, yeah. Even now, yeah. You're a good game.
We no follow. We set place and trend.
Give you more.
So we will come again. Did you hear that?
Judge leads the way. Yeah, yeah. Only judge leads the way. Judge leads the way.
Jack Cure.
Judge
Are you sure? Yeah.
So me don't care what wicked man say. Hey, just chant a chapter a day. Run them evil away. Yeah, no room that they fit them stay. Rise up with the sun in the
Troublesome, you know.
morning. We shine
Jack
at
Cure.
us day. Don't refrain from the positive. Don't you take the negative road. Shine, shine, leads the way. Only Georgia leads the way. Georgia leads the way. Georgia leads the way. Madam, come and say Jah in the morning, Jah in the evening, Jah every time.
In the summertime.
Jah make the sun shine and it make the rain fall. It makes me smile. Jah love protects the people like shelter from the storm. Touch not the Lord anointed, and do the prophets know the church leads the way.
Listen, King Rocker, listen. Special request to you. Listen this track here. Aha. Gotcha, man. Listen.
TJ, me want you listen to a reach me one day. Me love life in a big misery. Hey, yo, 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 yo.
Listen.
TJ, she left good with Terry's and she gonna buffet. Oh, what a calamity.
Skank it.
Listen this story. My life began to end when you said we should be friends. I don't think you understand what you're doing to me, baby. I cannot see myself in love with nobody else.
Set a moment.
Completely under your spell. Caught up, caught up. I know your mommy and your daddy, them love me. So what you gonna tell them, say? Them want me up in the family entirely. So please tell me why you're leaving me. Nobody tell me he's another man. No. And I know money is the problem. No. So tell me what's the situation. I'm in love with a woman. Nobody really just love me. Just a little bit longer.
a little bit stronger. I'm gonna change your mind. No matter what, you just hold me just a little bit tighter. I need you right there. Baby, you're mine. Baby, how is she name? How is she come from? I really that you do me when you see your day function. Nobody say a better name or a Gwen.
Listen. Chant it, my brother, chant it.
Hey, watch on the way, so you know. Hey, follow me now. Are you a difference? Hey, yo. Y'all must say me full up a style and pattern. Y'all must say them want it, cause they love it never ration. Y'all say fi take time if you deal with it with caution. Y'all say them want to bring the baby no babashan. Y'all say that thing they read them up down out of fashion. Y'all say fi squirrel me a strike like a Zlatan. Out of the world me out of the world, well I must be a Martian. Never shot a girl, them call me tall man. Hey, what you know? Y'all turn up your rhythm, make me ride it proper. No tell me about no acapella, me no know where that I go. How you move your baseline, from the baseline. Love how you bubbling, body juggling. Watch out now. Y'all turn up your rhythm, make me ride it proper now. Do that thing the way you spin it like a helicopter now. How you move your baseline, from the baseline. Y'all bubbling, hey watch out. Are you a runner? Hey me a chat through the Bronx and book a gal and four them. I tell me say she love me style, she love me program. Ask me where me come from, me make she know say I'm a Kingstonian. Definitely could be no boat man, so watch out. Before you print a weed out a whole hand. And nickel after that it is a pack of Trojan. I man, these be the sitting like a soul man. Me just mix up the dagger with the slow jam. Watch out now. Hey girl, turn up your rhythm, make me ride it proper. No tell me who no back up in me no know where that I go. How you move your baseline, pan the baseline. Love how you bubbling, pan the juggling. Watch out now. Hey girl, turn up your rhythm, make me ride it proper now. Make me work out some other so what's up, you know.
How can I?
Archie.
Now and then, music takes control of my heart and mind, burning up my soul. And when I try to break away, it pulls me back down, firm on the ground. Music everywhere,
see,
heal the broken heart.
We have to make some to go in the charts, and some to tear people out apart
and even when you try to
in the dance hall.
it pulls you back down on the ground. So select the play this tune now.
Money,
Play this tune now.
cash,
My select the
bank account.
this tune now. It's good for my soul. Music for your soul. Now release your stress and your worried mind. Put on your song and pull it up 3 times. And when trouble comes, music pulls you back down, firm on the ground. Yeah. So select the play this tune now. Turn up the music. Play this tune now. My select the play. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. For you, baby.
Girl, I ain't seen you for a week, baby. Need that controller for my week. No playing games, no. I know it's late, don't fall asleep. I just wanna vibe, just wanna look in your eyes, your eyes, your eyes. Back when you were mine, and you would stir me up. Would stay up every night, pleasing every feeling that rise. I'll make it party for two, and I'll make sure it's just me and you. So if it is a party for two, darling, then count me in. And if it's just me and you, darling, then count me in. And if it's just a party for two, darling, then count me in. If it's just me and you, then count me in. 'Cause you bring the sweet, I bring the sour. And you take my pain, I wanna give you everything, everything. Smile on your face, I'll take those bags from you, darling. Those bags from you. So if it is a party for two, darling,
And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Big up the one like Roddy Bone, Ochepeng, and the Black Rose is massive. And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Big up the one like Roddy Bone, Ochepeng, and the Black Rose is massive. And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Big up the one like Roddy Bone, Ochepeng, and the Black Rose is massive.
Can you kill your brother? Tell me what's the order of your day. You're thirsty or you're hungry for blood. Tell me what's the price you pay. Is it for the money? Is it for the fame, the rain on your name? Is it for self-respect? Tell me what's the game? Cold-blooded murderer. For 1 minute you thought that you got away.
And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got
What do you have to say? Have you any conscience? Have you any Lord to whom you obey? Is your heart made of stone? Or is it made of clay? Say you're taking life, but you can't give life. The breath of life is a gift of life. Taking life, you can't give life. You must respect life.
You're running, and I'm coming. Oh girl, oh yes.
And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to
Might be, could it be? Girl, you're running from reality. Girl, you're running from reality. Oh yes, maybe, might be, could it be? Girl, you're running from reality. Girl, you're running from reality. Oh yes, you're gonna run till you can't run no more. My love is getting stronger than before. I'm calling you, but you won't come over. One day soon, I'm gonna cross your border.
Bomber drop, damn you!
Girl, you're running from reality. Girl, you're running from reality. Oh yes, maybe, might be, could it be? Girl, you're running from reality. Girl, you're running from reality. Oh yes, it can't be too high that I can't get over it, or too low that I can't get over it. I know who you are, you know who I am. So tell me, girl, what are you running from? Why are you running? Oh girl, why are you running? Oh yes, you know I'm coming. Oh girl, you know I'm coming. Oh yes, maybe, might be, could it be? Girl, you're running from reality. Girl, you're
Mr.
running
Almond
from
Tibet.
reality. Oh yes, maybe, might be, could it be? Girl, you're running from reality.
Me try the wrong card. Here what?
Oh yes, gonna run till you can't run no more. My love is getting stronger than before. You can run, but you can't hide from these feelings deep down inside. Maybe, might be, could it be?
Bomber drop, damn you!
Girl, you're running from reality. Oh yes, maybe,
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. From out of the dancer. This one come out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
No one to be blamed. I've got something that I'd like to say, yeah. Believe me, and I'm gonna sing to you right away. Lord, I know you both got a good thing going, yeah. And it seems that you really, really care. But could you steal a little loving without him knowing, girl? Ooh, yeah. The reason man doesn't like to share. Oh, steal a little love, yeah. Steal a little love, you see. Ooh, yeah. Steal a little love, yeah. The best thing in life is to be free. Lord, I know we really, really care about you, yeah. And there's a lot of things that we have do. But could you feel a little loving without him knowing, yeah? Give it a try. That is what I'm asking you to do, Lord. Steal a little love, yeah. Steal a little love, you see. Lord, no. Steal a little love, yeah.
Set the ranger.
The best thing in life is to be free. Ooh, yeah.
Yes, sis.
Lord, stealing is a game.
Sean Rankin, me and Ja. Navigator. Set the postcode.
But could you steal a little loving without him knowing, yeah? Give it a try. There is a man who doesn't like to share all for himself. Please steal a little love,
Arabella.
yeah. Steal a little love, you see.
Timo.
Steal a little love, yeah.
Man called Spirit.
What is to be has got to be.
Listen.
I know me, she love. Girl, I know me, you won't. I'm in dollar, bet you love. I'm a jewelry, she won't. Yes. But if I 7 nights a week, she want me take her to the rubber dub party. Thinking everything will be Irish. She want come right for me, Chris Kawasaki. Sit down on a couch like any Kinoki. Don't go tell her friends that you really not love me. Girl, I know me you love. Girl, I know me you won't. I'm a dollar bet you love. I'm a jewelry you won't. Yes. She only love me for the things that I give her to make her happy. She's so conscious of her beauty. She give me good loving, but yet she was pretending. But all I know, it got to be an A. I know me, she love. Girl, I know me, you won't. I'm a dollar bill, she love. I'm a jewelry, she won't. Yes.
Fire. Easy Beverly.
Fantasy. All she a run down is my money. She want come muggle in my jewelry.
Pansy.
If you were alright, I'll make you part of my life. Money is the only thing in her side.
Sister Nama.
I know me, she love.
Yeah.
Girl, I know me, you won't.
Roger Suzuki.
I'm a jewelry, she won't. Yes. She love.
Place called Oasis. Bad Man and the King Rockers.
She won't. Ooh, yeah. But if I 7 nights a week, she want me take her to the rubber dub party. Thinking everything will be Irish. She want come right for me, Chris Kawasaki. Sit down on the couch like any Kinoki. Don't go tell her friends that she really no love.
artist, that's it. And not the artist.
I'm a do real read you, oh, yeah. Girl, I know me, you love. Girl, I know me, you oh. I'm a do love and she love. I'm a do real read you, oh, yeah. Baby, do it for me.
Set a super down.
Oh, baby, oh, hey. Look how she stand up on a Kimbo and a pose. She have a not pretty clothes.
Energy.
Look how she stand up on a Kimbo and a pose. She have a not pretty clothes. Hey baby, come spar with me, and I will make you feel irate. Oh baby, come and spar with me, and I will make you feel irate. Come do it for me. I'm begging you.
Selection, you know.
Do it for me. Yes, I down on my knees. Do it for me. Seems like you want me to pray. Do it for me every night and day. Baby, I love you with all of my heart. Hey,
Big John.
And I don't want you to tear it.
Frisky, frisky.
Hey, cause you are love and not another. Hear me now, girl.
Go on, no. Now tell you, Super Dan, this is Bone. Fingers good, man.
I tell that money, do it for me. Yes, I'm begging you, please, do it for me. Oh yeah. Look how she stand up on a Kimbo and a pose.
Ride it.
Look how she stand up on a Kimbo and a pose. Pretty close.
Watch it.
But come on, baby, and come spar with me. Yeah. Cause I will give you everything that you want, and I will give you everything that you need. Baby, because I love you.
Right.
Baby, because I want you.
Go on, man.
Do it for me. Yes, I down on my knees. Do it for me. Baby, I'm begging you, please. Do it for me. You want me to pray.
Energy.
You want me to pray all day. Do it for me. Yeah. Cause you I love. And not
Settle high grade. Bright lights. Don't panic.
But I sure I will never. Because I love you, baby. Because I need you. I don't love you.
Watch it.
My long-time girlfriend.
May I tell you, man, fingers
Way
good.
back when, my long-time girlfriend, one-time girlfriend, but not again. She had no one-time girlfriend, but not
School them.
For your mother used to know my mother. Yes, this
Easy, mommy.
Good lover, but she leave me, me say for another.
School them.
She won't come back, show me big bout ya. One-time girlfriend, but not again. She had no one-time girlfriend, but not again. Whoa.
See, I some man, them can't remember nothing. Go on, Daddy Bone. Last for causes. Slap them. Stream them stuff.
From she small, now she get
Wise.
big and she fat and she tall. Gone with it and she gone with Paul. Leave me alone, skacking in
Hey, we
the
don't play no
dance
jump
hall.
and business boat here.
But not again, one-time girlfriend.
No
She's
punk
my
rock.
one-time girlfriend. So many things we used to do, so many dreams we used to share.
Go on, Daddy Bone. License to thrill.
Whenever she need me, I was always there. Oh yes, I can.
Dancehall magnet,
I was
man.
always there. Whoa, always there. Yeah, she got me
Teach.
one-time girlfriend, but not again. One-time girlfriend, but not again. For her mother used to know my mother. Yes, the two of us
Jackyard,
was
man,
good
jackyard.
lover. But she leave me, me say for another. But she won't come back, show me big bout ya. Whoa, used to be my long-time girlfriend. Used to be my long-time girlfriend. From way back when. Used to be my long-time girlfriend. From way back when. Whoa, one-time girlfriend, but not again. One-time girlfriend. My one-time girlfriend. My one-time girlfriend. Whoa, grow this girl from she small. Now she get big and she fat and she tall. Gone with Peter and she gone with Paul. Leave me alone.
Watch it.
In the dance hall.
I need your
now, man.
Don't stop. For your love all over me. Every job. Sugar me. Come sugar your daddy. Sugar me. 'Cause I'm willing and ready. Say you love me, baby, and you'll never let go.
Easy, Marcia.
I need your kisses, baby, and I really need them so. So spread your love all over me. Oh girl, spread your love all over me. Oh girl, come sugar me. Come sugar your daddy. Sugar me.
Yo, Books, behave yourself.
Sugar me. Come sugar your daddy. Sugar me. 'Cause I'm really not ready. Sugar in the morning, sugar in the evening, sugar at supper time. Sugar when I'm lonely, sugar when I'm blue, I need sugar all the time. So spread your love all over me. Oh girl, spread your love all over me. I won't let go. I need your love.
Crucial selector, me I tell you, man. Quick shot.
Boy, I need your
Well seasoned.
boy. Sugar me. Sugar your daddy. Sugar me. 'Cause I'm willing and ready. Come sugar me. Sugar your daddy.
Push them back.
Boy, yeah. Sugar me. Sugar your daddy. Boy, yeah. Girl, I like those things you do. Don't stop. For your love.
Go on, man. Go on.
Man, you have to be careful how you choose. I'm enough to pick on reviews.
See,
Oh God, I want your conscious love.
can't come in school. You have a license,
The girls running down the
registration.
Arch desires only diamonds and pearls. I want a girl who's a serious girl. Boss the way all the girls them have won nowadays.
Click your box, man.
You can tell
It rolls off sweet.
Oh yes, never changing. They're too tiny ways.
Them dance, they keep a aces.
Now this kind of girl is not for me. I don't want a girl who is happy-go-lucky. Hey, I want a conscious love. I want a conscious girl. Don't want a girl who's running down the world, whose heart's desires only diamonds and pearls. I want a girl who's a serious girl. I want a girl, a conscious girl. I want a girl that's responsible, who won't spend her days in idle. I want a girl who will be sincere. I want a girl who will always care. 'Cause we are the girls that have wonder what is. Oh God, you can tell the Lord
Teach them.
Oh yes,
Teach them.
they're too tight.
Select a wise man, me I tell you.
And that kind of girl
He mix and draw them. Him stream them.
don't want a girl who is happy-go-lucky.
But him live them.
I want a conscious love. I want a conscious girl. Don't want a girl who's running down the world, whose heart's desires only diamonds and pearls. I want a girl who's a serious girl, a conscious lover.
Give them
conscious
4 more.
girl.
But them got
Don't want a
try
girl who's running
chaff
round
you,
the world,
man.
whose heart's desires
See?
only diamonds and pearls. I want a girl who's a serious girl. I want a lover, a conscious lover.
It's a love affair.
Request. Listen.
It's a love affair. Oh girl, say you man back to that and take you down too. And jumping at your eyes, make them black and blue. You run, come on me, come for tell me for you. I don't know.
Yo, congratulations, Liverpool. Oh gosh, man.
Some say this and some say that, and some say because you are at top the spot, and some say because you are keep an X-Man. That's why your man have to back you down. And some say because of love emotion, you don't want him to laugh and he's your man. Some say because of money transaction, that's why your man have to take some action.
vibes.
You don't dump it, then you come and run, come crying to me, girl, and you're crying to me, yeah.
Selector Wise.
Mommy and his daddy feeling so shame to know that their son are working in vain. In his heart, where it's bring pain, to know that his money going down the drain, going down the drain. Oh, we so back you down and kick you down and dump you down. You come around, come, hey, back you down and kick you down and dump you down. You come around, come crying to me,
Soulful dancehall, designed by the man called Bone. Principal out here, sir. Wise. See, get used to it. Yo, Inspector William Trooper, the body select about this side of the equator. Me, I tell you, man, ready for now.
That's a love affair. That's a love affair. Can't you see?
See?
This is the best I can do for you. So just have a seat and talk with you. This is something you must understand. You must not keep a next man with your man. This is something you must understand. You must not give your gentleman bun. Cause when you do that,
and we don't cut and paste.
when you do that, and we kick you down. When you do that, and we dump you down.
Go on. Watch him, watch him. Feel it. Feel it. Yard Massive, listen enough.
I'm ready for your loving. I'm ready for you now.
He can touch you.
I'm ready for your loving. I'm ready for you now.
Watch how he mix them too.
Tonight I'm gonna make you mine.
Ride it, man, ride it. You're good.
I'm gonna make you my honey. 'Cause you're a pretty lady.
Ranger! And them tune them and them rhythm tracks you want, man. Saying, we're gonna vibes you up.
I'm ready for your loving. I'm ready for you now.
Drop some melody in you.
She said she loved me.
Ride it, Boone, ride
I
it.
will be her one and only.
Clap it, clap it.
Diamonds and pearls.
Yeah, man.
I take you around the world.
Could you imagine? On the internet, Daddy Bone so rough.
Ready for you now.
Wait for the dancehall.
Ready for your loving. Ready for you now.
Spice them up, spice them up. Ride it, man, ride it.
I'm speaking
See? Oh, tempo.
I wanna prove my love to you, baby.
Yo, magic. Panic. Watch it now. Watch it. Tempo, tempo, tempo.
Because the birds in the trees sing sweet melody, and I know it's just for we. Because I do want that girl, and I know she want me too. Because the birds in the trees sing sweet melody, and I know it's just for we. Yes, I know. Hey, yes, I know. Where love combined and nature divine.
Tipper to an army. Saddle up, man. Get fit. Stand tall. Let me walk again, you know. Like the Magnificent Seven. Yeah.
Because mommy and daddy don't like me, but I know she's crazy over me. Mommy and daddy don't like me.
Thing called
but
family.
I know she's crazy over me.
Can't touch me. Family.
Yes, I know.
Just have a love with or leave with.
Love, my sweet love.
Go on, Daddy Bone.
My sweet love.
Sweet.
My sweet love.
So him can mix them. One more and we finish at that. Can't get one no more. Cause when I got trace him.
Because the birds in the trees sing sweet melody, and I know it's just the way.
All them sound boy out there last for cause.
And I know she want me.
Don't know what to do. Can't remember.
Sweet melody, and I know it's just the way. Yes,
Icky all over.
Hey, yes, I know.
One more, man, one more.
Give us sweet loving, and you know it's all the time.
Bibo!
In the winter and summer, she is my only lover.
The dance all the place called Aces.
Right under my cover, yes I know.
Man called Sean Rankin.
Yes I know.
One called King Demon Rockers.
Mommy and daddy don't like me.
Man called
The girl says she really
The Bad Man.
Mommy and daddy don't
Man
like
called
me. But she just a talk.
Navigator. Oh gosh, man.
Yes I know.
Last one.
She saw me with another woman last night, kissing under, hugging under, holding her tight. She said to herself, could this be my man, who I love so dear, and I understand. I said she done with me. I said she done with me. I said she done with me. I said she.
You see me? You can't touch me, you know. That's what me have to tell him that. Because the people them out there, them can't remember. They can't remember. And they recording, and them have new selector, different selector. And the selector seem not to know the history of them sound. Serious problem. You understand? So, you know, I catch Daddy Bone. Yeah, joke. When them switch over to principle, murder commit. You see what I mean? Yeah, so we broad on the no card. I tell you, large scene. So, and he mix them, draw them, mix them, and sprinkle them. So them boy them out there just put two things together and finish. Yeah, need to learn. Yes, so what we there with now? We're there upon a show off thing. You see? So it was a pleasure to read. I won't call it a pleasure. It was interesting to read the comments. You know what I mean? Very stimulating comments, all the same. You know what I mean? So one have to take it from an intellectual perspective. So I will go into my classroom, right, and expand and explain information and data, awareness, and true understanding is the prospect of knowledge. But can't be against knowledge. It can't be against a person who have knowledge, whether the knowledge them have is suitable to me or something not suitable that I can equate myself with or not. That be totally disrespectful of any person. See, because then if I am the one that begrudge a person of them knowledge, that means that I'm the only knowledgeable being. That's a idiotness. That's a stupidity. You see, so we can't begrudge my own people personally. And I would not use begrudge because that's a tough thing. That's envy. I don't envy nobody. We just can't tolerate the ones them who have a great deal to offer. And they know that I know who they are. A great deal to offer. Well qualified, well seasoned. Enough years of experience. And they're not ill. They still go around and earn from, well, not since the C-19, but most of them does that. I've been doing such. So I don't actually begrudge them. That's a serious thing. I'm disappointed with them, and I use my voice to stir up the emotions and make them become self-conscious, look at themselves. You know, self-analysis, and sometimes a jerk here and a jerk there does make some people come off them punch and pride. You know, but knowledge, nah. We all seek for all forms of knowledge, all forms of information. We go out and to acquire information and so forth. And you don't, no one have to go to school or college or university for knowledge. You can excel in those places, you see? And there's others who can super excel, I've got to coin that phrase, without attending these places. You just have to be in contact with such people. You have to be in their presence. So me grew up among Rastafari, young elders, true to the reasoning. And many of those people did not attend any high school. Them come out of primary school or junior school, and that was it. That was it. And them trod and learned and them research true to their own curiosities about things that they wanted to know about. You understand? So I'm saying that to say, nah, it's not possible. Now, if that knowledge is associated with the fact that I'm saying about economics, yeah, we need economics, but see that conjunction with us. My vision, not on economics, and that which we have experienced, has been a sad state of affairs. And I don't think we should climb straight into economics only because if we're hurt because of misappropriations, not failures, misappropriation, people being used, we would not recover. That's my perspective. So we have a lot of resources, which is ourselves. And I feel strongly that once we as a people can find ways of congregating, because we need to congregate for ourselves, to ourselves, our own requirements, not someone else's, not true to an incident, and so forth. Just like the mosque, just like the churches congregate. And we can do this across England, but across where we are living in London and so forth. We'll develop trust and loyalty. We'll develop bond. We start bonding. And we will share and exchange, but we'll also have agendas or an agenda that is 100% wanted by us wherever we are in the United Kingdom. And that's really what I'm aiming at. Not the agenda, but that collective, that focus that we all are involved within. Not having 1,000 different views, which we will have because we're humans. But the focus is the same in the Midlands, the same in Middle England, and the same in London. And we will overcome. We will develop beyond expectations of the system itself, and we'll be too busy strengthening ourselves and the passion of experiencing that oneness and that affection for each other with honorable respect and trust. We'll blossom. That's not a dream. It's a desire. But I know it's feasible. We all work or have been working, whether it's statutory or whether it's private businesses, independent businesses and so forth. Their duties and responsibilities, their credibilities, their commitments. And we are pledged our allegiance to those companies, to those employers. So it's the same. We just pledge our allegiance to ourselves. We have aims and objectives. It's a unilateral aim and objectives. It's not changing. It's going to develop when phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 is attained. That's it. A lot of our people try to make so much things difficult, not looking, to me personally, not looking at where we reside and the skills that we are part of and how we lend our own faculties in those domains, whether it's a statutory employee, as I said, and so on. So we're skillful people. We're talented people. We just need to bring that to us. We know what it is to manage, and we know what it is to be managed. Most of us are being managed. Some of us are managers or had experienced management at some capacity, but it's still management. And we all have rotas. Once we're employed, and we're committed to those rotas, meetings are called, updating of systems and training are offered. We attend these things. We are committed So all I'm saying is, here what now? Bring that back here. Part of the thing of saying that we all, every child of the slave in the diaspora, even them on the continent, which is a shame, have received theological education, which is colonial education, which is religious education. So we're always balancing based on that perspective. And it's also input in our conscience and subconscious a fear of doing for self, and a fear that lacks the energy or the will power, the willingness to do for self. Because we don't know what free is, so we don't know and feel what freedom is. To be able to do what one wants to do for the benefit of the all. That's one scenario, but it's a good one, because I'm not speaking my individual self, but how we've been taught and how we've been executing our lives, are committing our energies is as individuals. There's nothing wrong with that. But whilst you're doing that and you're not seeing yourselves as a people, there's something wrong. Why don't we see ourselves as a people until there's an incident? See, that's how the man has got our minds, our soul trapped. So when some of us come with things like the spirituality, black self-love, African self-love, and so forth, is not unilaterally taken on board. Because of that, what systems have we got to call our people that our people just respond to? So people without a faith, without religion, without a culture calendar, these are problems. These are serious problems. So when someone take their binoculars or just their bare eyes and look at other peoples, they've got these things. It's religion, they've got their culture, they've got their culture calendar. There are things that demands their attention. The things that draws them together. It's compulsory. We lack that, because that's why I use the expression, children of the slaves. All that our ancestors have done, we have to compliment them, because they have survived, so we can survive. And that's why we're here. Not in the land, but alive. Now, all I'm saying is really because of Islam, mainly because of Islam, and then reflecting on the Black Panthers. Not what the press puts out there. We should be kindling ourselves and examine. And we would have had a culture calendars. But if someone is at home saying, but we have, we've got liberation, we've got Kwanzaa, we've got African history, we've got quite other few, but Person like me bought on one, some other person introduce another. We haven't had institutions so that it's readily made mention of to our children. So by the time they reach 15, 16, 17, we'll try to take them somewhere, maybe before, but we are saying that because that's when they have a choice. Until we don't have these institutions, by the time they come around to making a choice, not a decision, but a choice, they ain't hearing us, they ain't seeing us, they ain't seeing nothing about Black Liberation Day and right. So if we armed ourselves, our most intelligent peoples, and we were speaking to ourselves, so much of this was being ironed out. But we are in the church, plentiful. So that congregation, that number, I keep telling principal, that number is the number that we need to be among. So we can thrust out all that is not happening to us and what is happening to us socially. All that is affecting us within the system. And then all that we need, what our needs are they being met? And a curriculum would have been, can be developed. That's about us and our needs, not just our children, about us and our needs and who we are. Incorporating Africa. That's how Islam works. Why am I going back there again? Islam is not to put on some clothes. I'm showing people, seriously, whether you're vexed or not, just bear the time. It's not about putting on some clothes and just say, I'm a Muslim, and left it there. Islam have an institutions of volumes of literature to study. Because it's about making the human, the person, independent. True to that, it develops a mental character and it develops a cultural affiliation. It enriches. But it lets you know what a human being's limitations are. That's Islam. It's deep. Why am I mentioning that? I mention that to say that we have, as African people, we have the total potential to do just like. We have researchers, we have teachers, we have historians, we have some archaeologists. So, giving them something to do, which is to examine us, but not us here right now, and come up with, as in Rasta said, a master plan. Our children would have been studying that. The supplementary schools would have had that as a curriculum. Not London has got some form of curriculum. Birmingham's got another form of curriculum. We would have a national African curriculum. There's nothing wrong with other people doing what we would normally do, but that's how people operate. That's how our culture develops. Culture's institutions. It's not just letting things happen, but that's no fault of us. I'm saying that we're supposed to now look and see that we have learned. Not sit back and accept. But that happens again because of this mental integration. People them say, me English, me British. So them just rest. Them done the school, now I'm gonna look for the work, right? Then they find a football team and whatever not and so forth. Until an incident happens to one of them friends or somebody, now there's nothing to stimulate them to say, here, what? No, right? We need to do things. Now, someone is vexed again. Why am I being so pragmatic? Because it's the truth. Why are you a pragmatist? It's the truth. Should I be saying it here? No. But I try to drop things in certain analytical way that those who have that type of training will say, okay, I can hear. I can relate to that. And I have to think and go around the houses to drop these things. So, theological education, our pastors. It's not about me demonizing, don't like no church. It's to rein them in and say, hold on, do you acknowledge the situation that we're in as African people, as African Caribbean people? Not, yeah, because that's general. Is it on the agenda about trying to come up with some solutions? It's what we want. Many churches, through their congregation, they know from their congregation, they know from their young people, they know from the parents of those same young people what they do on a day-by-day basis. They know, and they will stand firm and strong, and they have a right to, that their children ain't involved. And their children don't go X places unaccompanied. X areas, not places, unaccompanied. And I'm saying, I know that. I was raised like that. I know that. Now, I'm trying to say, bring that, make that unilateral. Listen, don't hold that to yourself. Show some consideration for all those that's outside of you, because they're still a part of you. Your words, your guidance is required. All of us are not going to be part and parcel of that. No one is going to be all part of a Muslim and so forth. But when you look at what happens to us, we're the same people. The only exclusive thing is that the way the congregations, the church work, the pastor, the families, they can vouch for their children. And that's beautiful. Now they have a technique that should be part and parcel of our areas, i.e. what we want to call communities. But where is that demonstrated? That was here in the 60s, if anyone wants to know. And a couple of those same churches that's independently owned by us are still with us. So any in doubts to think that this is highfalutin saying such and such a thing, they're available to be visited and to have lengthy conversation with. And we're not discussing, are they Baptists? No. Just visit the administration, visit and hear, find out how they run their programs, how they run their institution. I never had this thing about beating them down, saying, boy, I'm a Muslim, right? And to hell with, no. I just know that I can show them things that they've read, but they skipped over because some of them are pre-programmed. But nevertheless, all about the Christ, this, that, and so forth. And it comes to a stage where they turn around and say, wait, how you know all of these things? And we're both turning pages together. The difference is I'm not going from Genesis down to some other place and some other place to try and make two things meet and say, justify that. And then when they do that, I said, and then what now? Where's the livelihood? How's anyone to apply and implement that transition, which is not, into their lives? And they say, wait, why you just think like that? And I said, so what do you think the prophets were doing? Changing, instructing, advising his society, his community, his peoples to try to rein them back in and put some examples of what they were doing to where they are now at, which is deviating. And many, wallahi, many have turned around and said, wow, who told you these things? I'm saying, like, what you mean who told me these things? Let's go back and read this and see if you're not seeing it right there. And I've not found one that have stirred around and says they haven't. They said they've never seen it like that. And all I do is say, it's the way that people taught you in the college, the school, wherever you went to learn. What happened to your own eyes? What happened to your own sensibility? But they all think that I went to some special place. And I haven't. I just came up at a time when there was a guy called Billy Graham and all these people blasting the airwaves and all sorts. And I had a crystal set and I'll be listening. I listen and I take notes and then I go and search the Testament and see. What I couldn't ever understand is why people keep jumping all around the place to make their own thing fit, to say that now they're saying. And it's always about trying to prove somehow that this Jesus Christ is God. One phase would be the Son of God, and the other part would be God, and the other part would be the Holy Spirit is this and that. And I thought, wow. So I never let it bother me too tough, really. I mean, I could sleep. I still had my girlfriends. I still had friends. I still had families and all sorts. It didn't isolate me in no which way or form. And then I was in the church, reading and stuff like this. Getting carried away and thumping the... I never did as I was told because they tried to make me to do that. I skipped to skip to the loo stuff, and I wouldn't do it. And I didn't do it deliberate because it didn't make no sense to me. I was between 11, 12, 13, 14. No, I don't think 14 I was still there. Right? But, and then Islam now jettisoned me somewhere else. What does that do? What did that do? That kind of made me a big head to say, well, boy, I was on the right track. And then I had to come down from that high mountain and just become civil again. And now it's all about developing a life. Now that was the difficult part. You know, developing a life. So I see the difference in lifestyle and you know, how a person go about applying, you know, and implementing these things, whatever faith it is, in your life. So look at Hindus, look at Buddhists. It's about a lifestyle. It's not about costume. The obedience and tolerance into that. We have something, but it don't call us all, and it should. We left the fields and the plantation, and the very people that did this, and the very people that constructed something, and then said, use the word free, and all this stuff. We're hook, line, and sink with those people. We will come to the Islamic thing at some point. We will do. And for some, it'll be shocking. Yeah? I'm telling you. And because it's here in Britain, and they know what they did, they know what they did. And they know what they have been doing for years. And they know what they have been hiding for years. For years and years and years. One day, maybe, God willing, in my lifetime, but more probably, the probability is that it won't be. Hundreds of thousands of remains, skeletons, bones are going to be discovered in Namibia, as it's already been done, but these are just through the Germans and the British doing their thing, but around Mali, around Senegal, going into the Sahara, and around Egypt, going into the Sahara, will be millions, hundreds of thousands of skeletons. And the world would be asking, who could have done this? And then you people who keep shouting and screaming about Arab slavery, without paying attention to the fact that Kemet, Egypt, was Africa, is Africa, but was black, was Nubian, was dark, chocolate, blue, black. Question all you Nubian Hebrews and Egyptianologists, whatever they call themselves. You never spend time trying to ask yourself, where are those people? What happened to them? What happened to them? See? So that's why some people get their heads and their brains stuck up their big backsides and they're tripping. But they want to be the first to say something, or they want to take something from Ben Buchanan and then strengthen it some which way to make themselves look like someone has just figured something. It's the greatest thing to ask. But then someone says, these Arabs, and people move on. So why is that poisoning is being done? It's being used for that. No one stops and say, wait a minute. But then you just say, well, yeah, we know that the pharaohs and everybody were black people. Now, what happened to the people? What happened to the civilization? What happened to the people? So you go back now to the history of when Britain and France and, the noses are knocked off by Europeans, i.e. Napoleon and so forth and others. But when you go back there, you know that there was a civilization, not the civilization in Kemet, right, and all that. I'm not trying to tell you, but there were black people living in Egypt. It's their home. But something miraculous happened. So you need to look and see all the struggles that Britain had with Sudan, with Egypt, and then they decided to beat up Sudan, the Sudanese. This is history. This is a good research. And with Egypt, Akhenaten moved up with his family and others into what we call Sudan today, which is Nubia. Look at that. But now I don't want to look at that. Then you have to ask yourself, who are these Hyksos that integrated somewhat with the Nubians and the Egyptians? But where did the Romans fit in here? Where did Mark Antony fit in here? But most importantly, where did the Africans, the black Africans, go? What happened to them? And with Namibia, ask them, the British and the Germans, what happened to the vast population of those people? The last 20 years, they've found massive amount of graves, massive amount of bodies. Eugenics. So I'm telling you all, racism to be moved, there's a lot of literature that needs to be burnt. There's lots of apologies that needs to be offered. Not just America making amendments, Britain and all of them, for a matter of fact. Because when you look at us, African people on this earth, everybody has abused us. Everybody. We're kind of like, that's why perhaps we're good at football. We've been the football. But what we're not being skillful, like my father told me to tell them, they're our children. And they're behaving as they've put in their book as bastards. We've yet to find the prodigals. And we shouldn't be finding them. They have to present themselves We've yet to find the prodigals of them. You know, because the prodigal recognizes who they are, who their families are, and so forth, and make amends to their families. The prodigal. That's the story. So I'm yet to see that, and the world is yet to see that. But Melech Al-Shabazz was going to squeeze it out of them. Enforced it. You know? So it's a big thing with me. But it's small. Because I can do this, say this all day. It's small. It's just that we all, like the song says, you know, every man do his thing a little bit different. And we need to step out of that. We need to do things the same to accomplish an end. I have a team. We have a plan. We have a strategy. We all train together. It'd be atrocious if 2 persons or 3 persons start on the court are doing something that the other 2 ain't doing. So there's confusion in the team. And everybody would know that. And people who are viewing would see it. So I always remind my young men and women, avoid mutineering. And we have stickers and everything with that on it. And what would be the outcome if they allow mutineering to exist or take place? Because I'm that old. And I can remember my grandparents and my parents. What am I saying now? Their experience of life. That's one of the key areas, again, that we fall short on. Transitioning our elders supposed to be teaching us and teaching our children, etc., etc., etc. So we spend more time with each other and we spend more time looking at ourselves than peeping over our shoulder at somebody else and spending all our energy and all our brain powers and everything on these people. But we've got lawyers and people like that. So where we know and we are experiencing in the past of the imams and so forth, would be disseminating that information, and those people who are highly qualified and highly recommended would be dealing with those things, because that's building a society, that's building a community, that's developing structures, and that is informative because we are a culture and we are a people. But when we leave it to scattershots and everything, that's why we get knocked off here and knocked down there and everything else. And no one cares a goddamn damn. And then the family's suffering. And then if they're known, people come out and do their thing and so forth. And then the damn police tell us, the family, to tell the people them to go home, right? Because there's too much disturbances out there. And we do that, and then we relinquish the connection with the people. And then it will even not work in our favor, because we haven't got a central place, we haven't got no resource in terms of a building now to go and meet and discuss and say, yes, this is what we need to do, blah, 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 right? And strategize. No, we ain't got that. So we're splintered. The place that I have that is a church. The churches. Now, am I saying that I need to use the church because they've got facilities? Partly so. Am I being hypocritical? No. But I can be charged for it. But I can justify it. What am I justifying? Everyone knows. Whatever resources have we got? Where? The only resources out there that people can congregate is the people who have church, who meet for church. Whether it's in a school, whether it's in a college, whether it's in a warehouse, them have it. The majority of us don't have nothing. And if we did get one of those places, it's a dance. And the people them get their money for about 6 months, and then next thing you know, them tell the people them say them can't use them more. And then two we pass by the place, and the place is a cash and carry. Or it's a big cash and carry plus supermarket. And it doesn't belong to no African. Or the place becomes a multi-something motor mechanic garage. You know, quick fit plus, you know, like the quick fit plus tuning and MOTs and so forth. And we're still trying to sort ourselves out. Because we haven't got that central place that we can air our views and our feelings and so forth. Because that culture development, that culture thing, that thing that connects us, and it's not there. Say you come to Juma, you see in the community up here, there's nearly 2,000 people in one mosque. And then you go to a next mosque that's probably 2 miles or something from that mosque. And these are never nearly the same amount, and so on. What are the gospel they're teaching? Juma is about how our communities are weak, how it's not dealing with certain things, how our children is being detracted. And hey, listen. And throughout the week, the same thing is happening. Because the community meets. They're together. Most Muslim community before 9/11 was of excellent strength. When 9/11 come, it kind of put a lot of things on the, you know, hesitation, and it's been disturbing. And then the war on terror stuff is been more disturbing. And then all these charges and these things that's been going on, and these infiltrations and these covert operations and so forth, right? And we just can't seem to settle down because all these things are aimed at breaking the Muslim communities. But we still are existing, not surviving, existing. Our institutions are growing still. We've opened many. And shortly my community will be opening, God willing, when this pandemic things in Croydon, a college. College? Is it college or university? We're going to the levels. Why is it so far? Because it's the only suitable accommodation we could secure or occur. Then we use Brixton and so forth as catchment areas and so on. And yeah, brothers and sisters come from Hindon and Southall and so forth. So we use Hindon as that beacon for that side of London. We have to. And not just have to, we will. But another premises in northeast London will be sought after, because that's where we needed it. Where is the black community doing? They're thinking of how they're going to get round, and some people who don't pray, Astaghfirullah, is thinking about how they're going to get round to have carnival. Yeah, some people say, you're friggin' messed up. Look how you talk. Now, let's be real, man. Let's be real for a minute. And the hustler, they're on it big time because they're trying to figure out little ways and means of doing the things. And they'll be on it long time. And now it's July. Their brains are working in overdrive. We had a test case, I call it a test case, with those young men in Ladbroke Grove. And then we had a similar something in Brixton. Where's our community workers? Where's all our people to say, listen, we shouldn't do this. The people want to throw you on the backside them in the jail. Any reason. But people were going to justify, it's your rights of freedom. Listen, we're all in the dark and we're all concerned about each other's well-being, our lives. The reports may be flimsy, but we all did just that. Now, what is taking the veils off of our senses to say, do this, do this, do this? It only starts with a couple. Infiltration. A couple of people put something in a park, they're doing what? Barbecuing and everything. So here comes we say, sure, if them can do it, we can do it. And then we're going to do it. Now, you know, when we do something now, it has to have all the trimmings. So the trimmings is that we've been banged up for so long. We need to let ourselves go and do some exercise, you know, and not to train ourselves for the new dance, but just like a bird, you know, feel at ease for a minute or two. All that's understandable. But where was our veterans that negotiated or said something to the law enforcement and whoever not to prevent our young people, our people, from being disrespected and putting themselves in harm's way, even though it's the law? See, this is rational. So I'm not against knowledge. I'm against ignorance. And I have no right, because I'm just telling people to fly right. Now, my sense of saying I'm against ignorant, I might be the stupid one here. So we have to be open, but to be begrudging, nah. I mean, I envy nobody. Even a person who have enough music, right? They mash me. When I was playing, I have to say, boy, I mean, look from my selector, and I say, wait, how that man do all that? And them say, well, you think say you lose? I say him virgin us quite a number of times, you know. Then we say, nah, it's the way you play the tune. Them said, what do you mean? We tell you tip that one and then play this one. You didn't. You played that one and then tip this one. So him come and smack you, because the one you're supposed to tip is the one that's out there. See? And he played it like it's a version. And then I'm like, ratted. See? And say, you need to follow the instructions. You know? We are the selectors. You are the operator. Stop doing your own thing, man. See? See, Rockstone. And sometimes things happen like that. Me just put a tune on again and I say, hey boy, don't leave the place, man. Nobody don't move a muscle. Come and get vexed now. You understand? And I have a problem with the promoter are the people them that run the place. You know? I'm trying to right my wrong. Yeah. So, you know what I mean, them kind of wanga got misery, you know, has taken place, you see. So, no, I mean a grudgeful begrudge another, serious thing. So, thanks for that, and I hope I've digested it too much now. But in isolation, when we work in isolation, we're weak. And I'm trying to say, and this nothing to do with no quarantine and no C90. We do that. Check yourselves. We do that. We do things in isolation. You understand? It's only when tragedy lick us now that we're trying to swarm around, and so forth. But we do too much things in isolation, right? And it's nothing to do with the islands and this and that and the other. It's just that we're not singing off the same hymn sheet, coin a phrase, and we're not nurturing ourselves at all. And that's how my messages are. Come, let's meet here. That's why I have to drop that thing that I'm a Muslim, because some people out there say, them blasted Muslim guy. You know what I mean? The Arab man, them come and take them and castrate them and everything, right? And that's how they've been depleted. And I'm saying, really? But it did happen. It did happen. You know, it did happen. But you're also looking at ourselves. See? You have some Hyksos, and then you have us. So when you decipher them and us, you have to understand what the ethnic mix-up became around Egypt. Who's been exclusive from this? Excluded. Ethiopia, Abyssinia. But Nubia, and they kept going, the Bantus. But Egypt, Egypt was constantly disturbed. But then you had the Hyksos coming in, and you had the Romans coming. And the Hyksos didn't come in and fight. The Hyksos come in as friends. As friends. Stayed and left. They left with some of her women, and they pregnated some of her women whilst they were there. The Romans came in to dominate. They wanted to be pharaohs. They wanted to reproduce or produce themselves in her kingdom to be like us. So we need to trace that event that didn't happen and try to understand what they did. Then figure out what Britain and the rest of Europe, i.e. the leading partner at the time, France. Because remember, France and England were enemies for years and rivals for years. But when it came to Egypt, they seemed to be together. So, and the statues is accredited to Napoleon, to France. Same way I tried to say to Rastafari. It's all right trying to say, oh, Ethiopia wasn't this and that. How did monasteries got built in Ethiopia? The Ethiopians didn't build European monasteries in Ethiopia. The Italians did that. The Ethiopians did not institute Catholicism in Ethiopia. The Italians did that. The Ethiopians did not shout out Christianity. The Italians did that. Then at the other side, there was England. How did they get there? How did they get there? They were inside. Ethiopia was trying to open up a pathway. Britain was already inside. And one of these other European countries, they were already inside too. They got inside too and took crown jewels and different things that which they've returned last year and early this year. Allegedly. So there's a whole heap of things. Why was Selassie in England? He was brought here. Just like this Windrush thing, you know. He was in Al-Quds, in Jerusalem. Rightly so. But the British, knowing how they divide and rule things, knowing the ramifications, they went quick and grab him and bring him out of there. And change the whole face and perspective of everything from that point there. and then bring him to Bath, into England. So he didn't take exile here. A lot of people don't know that, and a lot do. And those who do, the very few Munich that don't, shut down those who do and say a lot of foolishness. And it's foolishness because they weren't reading, they weren't studying, they weren't researching. And they didn't leave where they're at to go into Al-Quds or even to Ethiopia themselves. So how can you fart on someone who's made the journeys and made the inquiries and was told up front and informed and shown up front what happened with translations, etc., etc. See? And then you look at the coronation and you see Prince George representing England in the coronation. What? There's no African in Elizabeth coronation. It would be unacceptable. It's unheard of. So there's so much. So knowledge, no. Me not diss nobody on that account. I'm not dissing nobody. I wouldn't even spend time trying to argue them down and, you know, my way is the right way and yours is the highway. No, that's ignorance. So, may I say to you, guidance. Yeah, my brethrens, you know, Flinty, David, yeah, King Rockers, we try for raise one up at a tempo, and we gave you that, you know, we gave you that a little bit. And the first selection that me play, Principle of Laugh, that my try for play and everything was wrong, you know. But, you know what I mean, he is the master selector, so him sort it and everything. So me I say to you, know, listen it, yeah, and saddle up and get ready and pray. We pray that things work out good for this pandemic thing. And we have to watch these people because they're dangerous. Guidance. Yeah, you see with Principle too. Principle just don't select the tune them and join the tune them, stream them, see? One part. Two part, Principle also mix some tunes them. Wise him a do him thing, see? Second part, right? Other part, him wise. You see what I mean? Yeah. Him been there before, him done that. And I do this new one too. Wait till when him come a street. I tell you. And him have test classes that him not use yet. So wait till him come a street, God willing. Yeah. You could have gone China a little more, or Japan a little more. It don't matter. See, it don't matter. You could have had the latest whatever. When a business is in Principle, and have a technique, you see, and all them other man out there who have a whole heap of cutting pace and this body has said that and everything. We cool upon that, man. Don't worry. When the dance hall for heat up, it go heat up properly. You see what I mean? But this is the radio. You understand? Hey, I still want my jingles in offense. You understand? Yes, Ping. We still... Oh, we're Ping there.
So if you don't understand the verbal conversation, then you must tune into the musical vibration, man.
See.
Things and times.
Yeah.
Things and times.
Yeah. Say something else, man. Ping. Gosh, man. That's the wrong one. Guidance.
The righteous one is coming, coming to conquer the devil's throne, and no more will he roam, yeah. The righteous one is coming, coming to conquer the devil's throne, and no more will he roam, yeah. Go and go battle, we the victory. Go and go battle, sweet the victory. The road may be rocky, the hill may be steep now, the valley might be deep, yeah. I will always remain a sheep. Children, children, go and go battle, sweet the victory. Victory is mine, 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 victory is mine. Are we not like the children of God? Tell me now, now. Are we not like the children of Jacob? Are we not like the children of Jah? Are we not like the children of Israel? Go and go battle, sweeter the victory. Go and go battle, sweeter the victory. The righteous one is coming, coming to conquer the devil's throne, and no more will he roam, yeah.
Creation them call I. See? So we're there with it and we're good at it.
It's gonna turn one day. Wickedness will burn one day.
You see the insignia? I don't understand. See? And that's knowledge base again, you know. I mean, a big grudge, but how come the people them so, huh? Because we now work with the thing proper. So now we're going to the excitement thing. So here we're going to have now. Somebody go find some of them photographs where these people here in England are sit down, lie down, and them have them foot on top of child. See it? Saying that whatever chill blades, arthritis, rheumatism, whatever them have is going to, them gonna get comfort to putting them foot on top of this child, back or stomach and everything. Some of them used to sleep and the children, them, a child or two children, would be at the bottom of for them bed, right? And their feet would be on these children, keeping themselves warm from chill blades, all kind of something. This is the things they did. So if anyone have not seen such things now, and something like that get leak out in the next couple days, Tarati, what got them? Wanna go crazy now and start riot or something? because we not disseminate the information, then we're not having a classroom then properly, and so forth. See? And these are not charcoal pictures, you know. Cause anybody who do them charcoal thing can create all kind of diversities, to suit them propaganda. These are photographs. And this same Buckingham Palace, all these people, they indulge in this type of lifestyle. I was going to say behavior, now, this type of lifestyle. So then you have to look at some photos also of our people, them put in cage, and everybody was coming around, having a look and jeering and carrying on. This is what they did. This is how they were. Caucasian people. All the time with this Darwin, and even before that man. And him cousin is one wicked person. Well, all of them. I tell you. So we have to control the emotion and just don't jump off the handle, but scream hard, intellectually. Make the institutions know. Make the Prime Minister and him know. Make the cultural attaches know. Make the Governor Generals of our islands. Make the ambassador. All these things, these are the way to fight the thing. You understand? Right to the jugular vein. Where you come make nice and nice and nice. We can't stop people, but we the adults, we're supposed to inform our children so that it's not saying we're making ourselves more civil than civil. But we can't be stupid. We cannot be stupid. You understand? Because if our children them get put in jail, if you see them go on holiday, okay, they're going to get abused. And then we're going to say, boy, if we did the top, just relax. That's after. Can you imagine some older people them saying that and not reining our young people in? Nobody that have a ass does that. Then rein the horse in, man, break it in. So it know the surroundings, know you, right? And it start for and you just keep doing that until you break it in, you know. That's what them call it. I grew up in a household where my auntie had loads and loads and loads, hundreds of birds, man. And I watched how them train them. And I watched some of the things them did. Like clipping the wings so them can't fly. Not the wings, one wing. Can't fly. Can't take to the air. And then blowing them face. Yeah? Take care of them nicely. And then pat them on them head. By the time that bird feathers on that wing grow back and them can take flight, you think cinema go where? Them fly about, yes. But them always come back home. Come back right there. What am I saying? I'm saying that the learning curves and everything. You understand? So we don't want our young warriors, our young shakas, them to be abused and misused. It's a different day and time. And if we are responsible people, we would advise them, tutor them accordingly. That's what I'm saying. So that doesn't mean I'm suppressing people's knowledge. What I'm doing is saying, let us be rational. I'm not super rational. I'm not super cool either. No. You understand? But my family contains control, advice. You understand? So we all have all these things. But You know what I mean? What I wouldn't want for my children and so forth, why should I not want the same for you, for us? And I wouldn't want 30 pieces of 30,000 and so forth, just for the sake of doing some covert nonsense to be, and then get myself on Channel 4, Channel 5, occasionally somebody important seem like, you know, disseminating all sorts of gossip. Some of us like that. You understand? Now, I'm not saying I'm goody two-shoes saying the system is working well. No, it hasn't. It doesn't work well. But that's a system that we live within. So we take the best out of it for ourselves. And we know what it can do if it turns on us. That's me. That should be all of us. But the best system is this, that we love ourselves. Start working with ourselves. Start getting closer to ourselves without a dance. Dance is cool. But we have to have means, reasons, not only, but we need to be together. Exchange and construct an agenda. Not agendas, an agenda. And work towards them. And I do believe we'll be very successful. Because the amount of skills and the talents that we've got here in this country, Africa wants. Can they see it? I should have played a clip where the Ghanaian president was speaking about the engagement and exchange of intellects, professional people, leaving and coming into Ghana. Are them things. And then there's no visa. It's open season. Yeah. And then trade. That's economics. The African National Something Bank. It's got a right name, but it's also owned by Europeans. Check it. Don't send me I spread gossip, you know. It's got the right name, but it's not ours. We use it.
It's gonna turn one day. Wickedness will burn one day. One day soon. One day, Jah will wipe all our sorrows away. And that is when the wicked men will have to pay. One day soon. One day, you will find that I'm not play, we are play. Any work you do, you must get your pay. One day soon. When rightfulness start praying, wickedness will have to run away. When positive start to pray, wickedness will have to drift away. One day soon. One day soon. Because the fruits of the wicked can't prosper. They will end up in sudden disaster. One day soon.
praying. Wickedness will have to run away. When positive start to pray, wickedness will have to drift away. One day soon. One day soon. One day, one day. One day soon. One day, one day. One day soon.
That's what we're saying. One day soon. And I pray to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that it happen in my lifetime. One day soon. See, when enough of us would look to head to Africa, and when many of us would look to pull ourselves up and do that which is right for us, who are staying here, who are here, you understand? And save the lives of our children whilst we're here. You understand? That's it. God willing, you know? These are the things, you see? So, those of you who are ready for Saturday and everything, you must be like armed already to get emotional. So, yes, one day soon. Guidance, we're gone. God bless. Assalamu alaikum.